YouTube, going live on Rumble.
Boop, boop,
We are live, and start us out.
boop, 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 boop. Welcome to the Kicking Peanut Show, cracking in the corn as well. Yeah, sorry. Welcome to the Kicking Peanut Show. I'm the lovely who is Alice, who is the host today on this great show where we talk about this, that, and the other thing. Who am I with today?
I am Xander.
And we do have some people in the background here hanging out with us as well.
Yeah.
We have a ghosty, and who else is that with us? We got
We have
we got
darkness.
darkness. Is
Yeah.
man, it's a nightmare. You're having a nightmare. But yeah, we just talk about this, that, and everything. Today is Suddenness Day, right? January 21st of 2024, and we weren't on last week, but we have a lot to talk about from the last week and whatever else comes into play today.
We have some
right?
really good articles for today. Some really good.
Yeah.
So.
Like the war, like we're gonna kick this one off just because I thought it was hilarious. Is Napoleon and the rabbits attack?
Why is it?
Yeah, you're the one that found this one. I thought this was hilarious. Like, Napoleon gets attacked by rabbits.
Do not share.
Makes me think of, like, Monty Python, The Search for the Holy Grail.
Yeah.
It's got big, sharp, pointy teeth.
Well, before we get into that, like, we usually talk about our past week, or I guess in this case, like,
yeah, we do.
Weeks.
You're absolutely, when you're right, you're right. I forgot
Yeah.
to do that. That is my own fault. Xander, how was your week been?
The past couple of weeks have been like really interesting. Like we took last weekend off because there is some stuff happening in the background that I don't want to get into, especially
Yeah.
show. But it was really annoying stuff, and it was really driving me up a wall. There was other things happening. It was there was like last week, the week before last week, like. Like we got so many, old people back in, like Tiddler
and all of them, yeah. It's really cool that we got some old faces back in the fold.
Yeah, like, MTM, Jace is back, Carrera, just recently came back.
Yep.
Yeah.
Some old faces, some new faces. It's been pretty wild the last few weeks, yeah.
Yeah, so like there's like a lot of ups and a lot of downs, and like they just really dragged me out. So like I tried to get back into it because the week was shaky, and like I was like really like off and on with the shows. I did a new show the week before last, and then I just kind of went dark for a while because I just effed off.
Sometimes you
and I got on some Planet Side 2, and I've been talking with those people like hello Yeeb Cannons from Planet Side 2. Whatever, like I forgot the server we're on, but we are TR if anybody understands like Planet Side stuff. But like talking with them and everything, and they've given me the green light to advertise the show on their Discord server. So I've been doing that for a while. Like
nice.
So like, but like I was just strung out. There was so much good, so much bad. Like I was just like ugh. So like I couldn't handle it. But this past week, I've been a little bit better. Like still dealing with some situations and whatnot. But more people have been coming in. Like the most recent one was Carrera. The one before that, we had Jace, and we have a lot of new people. And actually, Darkness here is somebody from the way long ago, like before Omni Coalition was even a thing. Years before.
Nice.
That. Like she's
that's pretty cool.
An OOG, like an old school, like
She's an OG.
Yeah. But
hey, welcome
like,
OG.
One of the new people, so like but things are getting better. Recently, I have been introduced to another content creator by the name of Cool Frog, and he was on his show on Friday. I'm going to be on his show later on the day, actually. And actually, I should.
Cool.
Yeah, it's Exploring Spirituality, Book of Matthew, Part 1 on Cool Frog, right here. Let me put that right here really quick. And let me bigger this, actually. There we go. For people to see. So, I'm going to add this, actually, after the live stream post.
Yeah, absolutely.
So let me add this here. Cool Frog with 2 G's. Like how thick has 2 C's. He's
thick.
He's thick on a G level, yo. I don't even know what the hell that's supposed
to
be.
Jeez.
But
I don't either.
But yeah, no, like
But all right.
I will be on this this video of his, or this episode of his stream. But other than that, like, how about you, Alice? How's your past couple of weeks been?
Just, work this, work that. Like, my old district manager is coming back, and it's, like, as much as I am excited that he's back, I'm happy for it. Like, it's like an interesting thing for me, like, because I feel like I've been doing a little bit better. I feel like a betrayer, but like, I don't know. I don't really want to get too much into that part here on the show, but just because, God forbid he ever sees that, he'd be like, ugh, he'd probably be butthurt. And, like, I don't want to butthurt anybody here, but, like, so we have someone back from the fold, but that some people are in my company are kind of complaining about it and, like, going, it's going to be more stressful and blah, blah, blah. This, that, and the other thing. Uh, I don't really have much to really report on personally wise. Like, nothing too crazy except for the stuff that, like, you've told me about. Like, I've been kind of involved, but not too much, So, like, I've just been, yeah, I'm in the know of it and everything, and it's just like, it was stressful for me hearing this stuff. It's just like, a lot of it was malarkey, a lot of it was but there's a lot of blessings in disguise that came out of that, too,
let's
so.
not even give her the benefit of talking
Yeah.
about her, so.
Yeah, well, also I'm gonna say there's a lot of blessings in disguise that came out of that whole
Oh,
scenario
yeah.
anyway. So that's basically what I want to put a point on there.
Several people got pushed into my arms, essentially, because, like, we're just
Into
taking
my
hits,
arms!
so.
Yeah. It was an interesting thing, say the least, like watching that whole thing go like transpire, and so like I'm like, oh. But like my last couple of weeks have just been fairly like uneventful, just like work as usual, this and that. We did get some snow, so it actually like feels like a Minnesota winter out here. I actually like earlier this week, I actually went outside. I was like, holy buckets, it's actually cold outside. So I mean, that's pretty much the only really cool things worthy of note that like I have to say I've I've experienced right like in the last couple weeks. Nothing too crazy, thank God.
Yeah.
So.
What about Ghost? If she wants to talk about her past week, if there's anything she wants to talk about, if she wants to talk about it, question mark.
Yeah, I mean, if you got anything to say, by all means. If not, forever hold your peace.
I'm sitting here staring at her muted button, and I don't think she's going to be saying anything, so.
It's okay. There's nothing wrong with that.
And
like,
Darkness is busy. She's doing things, so she's just kind of here listening. So, like, so anyway.
She's here for the vibes.
Hold on a second. You gonna say something, Dark?
Have you heard about what's going on in Texas?
No. I've heard a couple things, but I'm not sure if they're the same thing.
If you're talking about the park thing and the people who are here who are not supposed to be here, like, that's more of a Rumble section. I don't want to get in trouble on YouTube. So to let you know what we're doing, like, we have a YouTube section where we talk about basically everything, where we stream both to YouTube and to Rumble. And then when we get through with that, because we have corresponding channels as well, like on the Discord. Like, we have like The Edge of Disclosure, and then Rumble ThEoD. We have Kicking the Peanut, and then Rumble Peanut. Like, we end the stream on YouTube, but we keep it going on Rumble to talk about things that we would otherwise get in trouble for on YouTube. But did I get the right thing that you're talking about, or is this something else?
Yeah, I think you kind of tapped it on the head.
Okay. All right.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because I haven't heard too much about it, but like.
Yeah, we will be talking about
there was other.
A lot of controversy. A lot of controversy.
Yeah, let me see. If
things are getting. Yeah, I don't know if it is, because if it's just happened, then yeah, we haven't posted anything for this last week for anything worthy of newsworthy. Well, not newsworthy. I haven't put it in because we already had so much to talk about. I probably should have just added in some stuff in anyways. But like, there's been a few crazy things that have been going on over the last week that maybe in the Rumble can we touch over. I mean, we do have like. Right now, we had the Iowa caucuses this last week and everything too going on. Some major people like promoting certain candidates. Some crazy crap coming out of Georgia, and then this Texas debacle. I mean, there's a whole bunch, and that stuff I think actually like Darkness. If you want to talk about that when we go into the Rumble side, we'll kick it off with that if you'd like.
Yeah, the Rumble is
Sounds
when we're
good.
free to talk about like literally everything. Like, we don't have to.
Yeah, we don't have to censor ourselves for sake of YouTube.
Yeah. So,
Yeah, we just.
Now you're gonna make all the YouTubers interested in the Rumble.
Yeah,
actually,
no, like,
we actually
see,
have more
YouTube
people
is
being
shooting
like, "We
itself
watch."
in the foot. Like all they're doing is pushing people away, is providing reasons to not use YouTube. It's
Yep,
like, dude, like, what are you doing?
exactly,
Like,
exactly.
It's because a lot of those sites are government controlled.
yeah,
Oh,
Publicity
absolutely.
stunts.
CIA, like, well, the ABC company is owned by is owns Google and YouTube. I mean,
yeah.
what do you expect? The most, like, what, 90% of major corporations like own, like, what is it? Only takes like 10, 12 companies actually own like 90%
Well,
of like
just this subject
main
matter
media.
alone is actually like kind of treading on thin ice. So
Yeah,
let's
it
get
is.
back onto our
It's a thing
normal.
that like we're skating
Do you
on
have
thin
anything
ice
you
here.
want to talk about, Darkness? Like anything of your past week or so, or anything you want to talk about before we get into our articles here?
Not really. My past week has just been kind of boring.
Ah,
Me too, man.
yeah.
Aside from the snow, that's like the only thing entertaining in my week.
Oh, we hit -2 degrees here.
Ooh, that is cold. That is
What
very
what
cold.
Yeah.
area you reside in, if you don't mind me asking?
Let's not dox each
Oklahoma.
other live on camera,
I'm
please.
not trying to dox, like I'm just like the region.
Oklahoma.
Okay.
That's broad.
Oklahoma, where the sun don't shine. Like, however the song
There's a
goes.
catchphrase in Oklahoma. It's called, "Everybody has normal weather, but Oklahoma."
Huh. Like, isn't Oklahoma also like so flat you can watch your dog as he runs away for 2 days?
It's actually a little bit more hilly than that.
Ah,
We
Yeah.
actually have mountains.
Yeah, whatever. Oklahoma is not like the Midwest, Minnesota
yeah,
weather.
Now, Arizona, that would be a place you could watch your dog run.
yeah.
Yeah, Arizona,
Well,
New
Arizona
Mexico,
has some
well, parts of
mountains.
New
I've been
Mexico.
out there. Actually, like last time we spoke, really, Darkness, like that was a couple years ago, and that was when I was actually out in Tucson, Arizona, and the next day I went to Tombstone. So
Yeah, it was like 4 years ago.
it wasn't that long. It's been 2 years.
Yeah, it was like 2.5 years ago.
That was
Because I got
Thanks-
keychains.
that was
I got
Thanksgiving.
keychains from them.
I know exactly when it was. That was Thanksgiving weekend in 2021.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, I got keychains from him.
Yeah.
I got 2 keychains.
Yeah, I mailed her physically, snail mail a couple keychains because she's a keychain collector, and I actually have a few more
Yeah.
I found that you'd like. So
Fucking
including
oh yeah,
little-
dude. Like
I have a little squirt gun one, so it works. Like you fill it up with water and so
oh wait, yes.
yeah, it works.
The one thing that hasn't died, the U.S. Postal Service.
Yeah,
Yeah, except they're one of the one entities, the federal government, that is in highest amount of debt.
yep.
They owe more money than any other entity, I think. U.S. Postal Service. I've
Yeah,
heard that
you
from
notice
someone.
that the Postal Service also pays the most amount of money out of most U.S. government jobs.
Yeah, that's probably why. Like, I totally work for the U.S. Post Office because I could get away with a whole bunch of crap. At the same time, I'm like, I don't want to work for the government.
Anywho, without
You know?
further ado, Alice, do you want to transition to our first article here?
Oh yeah. Oh, this one was yours. This one was pretty freaking hilarious. It's
Yeah, I referred
Napoleon attacked by rabbits.
I don't know what sparked it, but I referred to it while we were doing a history show. It's like, oh yeah, did you hear
Oh my
about the
God.
time Napoleon was attacked by bunny rabbits? And then you
was
thought
like,
it was
what?
just like a joke. I'm like, no, it actually happened. He was invaded. He was attacked by bunny rabbits.
Dude, I think I lost my shit on that one too. I think that was like where I just couldn't stop laughing about some stupid shit. I was like, oh my god, this is really. I mean, really. Yeah, like Napoleon got attacked by bunnies. Can you find that article again
I'm
and
looking
pull
at
it
it right
up
now.
for people?
Like, it's,
Okay,
yeah.
let me see here. So, just read this up, bud.
History tells us that Napoleon Bonaparte's most upsetting defeat came at Waterloo, but it may have actually occurred 8 years earlier, after the French emperor was attacked by a relentless horde of rabbits. There are a couple versions of the story, but most agree it happened in July of 1807. Napoleon had recently signed the treaties of Tilst, which ended the war between the French Empire and Imperial Russia, and in celebration, a rabbit hunt was organized by Napoleon's chief of staff, Alexandre Berthier. He arranged an outdoor luncheon, invited some of the military's biggest brass, and collected a colony of rabbits. Some say Berthier took in hundreds of bunnies, while others claim he collected as many as 3,000. Regardless, there were a lot of rabbits, and Berthier's men caged them all along the fringes of a grassy field. When Napoleon started to prowl accompanied by beaters and gun bearers, the rabbits were released from their cages. Now it continues on, and I advise people to go and like read
Oh,
the rest of this. But essentially, like to wrap it up, what happened was Napoleon was always present, or he was often present when the rabbits were being fed. And so they associated him, with the bringer of food. Now, when they were released, they hadn't been fed because, like, why are you going to feed the rabbits? You're just going to kill them, whatever. It's just a waste of stuff. So they hadn't been fed for about a day. So they were hungry. They were released. Napoleon was there, and they all swarmed to him. He actually got into his coach, like he was scared, like when hundreds, if not thousands, of rabbits are running at you at once. He's in his coach, and they're hungry. They're just going. They're not attacking him, but they're just but they swarmed him, and like it was must have been terrifying, So
just all of a sudden, just 3,000 bunnies just running right at you.
Yeah.
Like it's just so stupidly ridiculous. But it's like one of those funny things in history that happened, it's like Attack of the Bunnies.
That kind of brings me to think about the rabbit island in Japan, where there's like thousands of rabbits that all live on the one island in Japan.
Oh, no way.
Isn't there a cat?
Yeah, it's actually a tourist attraction.
Oh,
and yes, there is a cat island as well.
Yeah.
And there's also a monkey island.
And there's a doll island. That one's scary.
Yeah, Jesus Christ. That could just be a whole special in itself. Just crazy islands specialized to certain things.
Yeah.
Like.
But they say at the Rabbit Island in Japan, there is a restaurant where you can bring actually pet rabbits to, and they can mingle with some of the wild bunnies, as well as enjoy sweet treats and desserts and stuff while you wine and dine.
Oh, I thought you were going to say you bring your rabbit there to eat. I was like, oh god.
Nah, your pet gets to eat with you, man.
Oh.
Japanese people ain't that bad.
Somebody wants pet bunnies. But I've heard rabbit stew is good. It's one thing I've never actually had is actually rabbits.
It's actually really good.
I've heard it is, but I've just never actually had the opportunity to like try it. Like,
as someone who
like I've
actually
had
goes out
venison
and hunts
and everything like that,
does that kind of thing, it's pretty cool. The only downside is that whenever you have to pick out the bones, because rabbits have a lot of the smaller bones. It's a little bit harder to... You gotta be very careful to
debone them. Yeah, I suppose. Like, so more like, like the legs and stuff are probably easier to deal with, but like when it comes to the rib cage, yeah, you're gonna have some issues.
They actually have a lot of smaller bones in their necks.
Okay, so I could imagine that the vertebrae and everything like that, yeah. So yeah, that part you gotta be very careful with.
Yeah.
Cases like that, I would probably try to just debone it as much as possible and then just make a broth with it, like, bunny stew, but then you just gotta strain out the bones. Which can be a pain in the butt.
The easiest way to do it actually is to soft broil it on a slow broil throughout the day. And that way everything just kind of falls off. Yeah. Then add it to your broth.
There you go. See, I've never cooked bunny before.
Have you seen the video about how to bake the perfect potato that falls off the bone?
What? I don't know if I want
Potatoes don't have bones.
That's so stupid, Xander.
No,
I hate you sometimes. I know it's a real thing.
How to make slow-cooked russet potatoes that fall right off the bone from the onion.
From the onion?
Yeah.
Okay, but
is this like a Babylon Bee thing? Oh.
Yeah, no, the onion is the original Babylon Bee, and then there's also this other one, the perfect 1-pot, 6-pan, 10-wok, 25 baking sheet dinner.
Oh yeah, I remember. Yeah, you showed me the fall off the bone potatoes.
Yeah. Yeah, hold on.
Yeah, that's right. I remember this. Yeah. See, this is what's funny. It's like sometimes, like the great thing about the show is like we do have a list of things we talk about, but sometimes it just goes on the side rails, and that's what I love much. Ow.
Here, let me play this section right here real quick for you. Who's watching my share screen, only Alice says, oh well. Let's see here, let me play this.
I'm watching.
You can really taste the juices from the bone. Look, you don't even need a knife. The potato falls right off the bone. I'm gonna look every little bit of starch off my fingers too. I could die.
Yeah, the potato falls right off the bone. We're over here giving
Okay,
Darkness an aneurysm. It's
that
like,
just-
potatoes don't have bones. What are you talking about?
I
That makes my
know.
brain hurt.
It's like you can't you can't
It's not something you
listen to
can't
that.
unsee.
Like
It's
you
like the
just
vegan
lost like
person.
you just lost like a year of your life right there watching that.
Like, there's another video about, like, there's a guy ordering a boneless pizza. Like, but pizzas don't got bones. But then what did I say? You know, like, does it still have
Hey,
bones on
take
it?
that back. Take that back. There is a pizza that does contain bones.
Wait, what? Oh, the
Yes.
fish?
Nuh-uh.
Explain.
It's a barbecue rib pizza. It's actually got a whole rack of ribs on the pizza.
Oh, okay. Well,
I was actually gonna say a rack of ribs, like a pizza with ribs on it.
Yeah.
But you know what you could really do? Just a screw with like a Domino's delivery place. Call it up and order a pizza. Tell them with off the bone.
oh yeah. No, like, no, that's exactly.
Then
Literally,
call them
this
back
video
into
is
Matt
like
and
about
yell at
calling a
them
pizza
for.
place. Like, here, like, let me play this really quick for you.
Rob.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, pizza. What you want?
Let me get a boneless pizza with a 2-liter of Coke.
Fuck kind of pizza? And 2-liter machine broke. We got 1 liter though.
Fuck you mean, B?
Yeah, it's a whole thing. Like, it's really funny. Boneless pizza. So, I don't like playing other people's stuff on our products really, but like, I'll just play like a snippet. But
Yeah.
you know, boneless equals boneless. Like, you know, like it goes on. They have like a whole.
I get it, boneless. Like pizza got a damn bone in it.
Y'all got bones in your shit then?
Nah.
So what's the problem?
Yeah, see, like, you got bones on the pizza? No, then why do you have a problem with me saying boneless pizza? Like, it comes naturally.
Then what's the
boneless.
problem?
Like, it's just a redundant statement, and I know it's infuriating, and that's called trolling. You know?
Yeah.
I mean, if you think about it though, why would you ask for it boneless if it's already bone free?
Mm.
Just to be an idiot.
Just to be an asshole.
That's legit something I would do. You know,
Trolling.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
it's
I'm
also
seriously-
like the big world question that nobody can answer.
What?
Speaking of a world question, we will be talking about Hitchhiker's Guide later on in this episode, Alice, about 42, because I was talking with Pete's, and he.
How do I get to her?
What?
It's how do I get to her?
How do I get to her?
Is the answer? That's the question.
Oh. No, we're not talking about the question. We're talking about the answer, and like, I'm not sure if you
Why
know this.
42 is it? No, the question to that answer is how do I get to her?
Oh, okay. Anyway,
At least that's what I was told by my friend who's a diehard Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy fan who tattooed the symbol on his forearm. Like, he's a big fan of it, but he told me that's what it turned out to be. Something. I could be wrong. I might be phrasing it wrong. But anyways, yeah, we can talk about that later.
yeah. Anyway, we have a news article here. Thieves steal more than half a dozen rifles from American Legion post in Pomona. What? Pomona?
Yeah, out in California.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I think so.
So, like...
Yeah, they apparently they went into an American Legion and robbed them of their guns in that place. Like, I think they're like collectors ones or something like that.
A security camera captured at least one of the suspects that night jumping over the bar and then grabbing the camera. The Pomona Police Department is trying to identify that man. They detained 8 people and cited 6 of them for burglary, but did not recover the ceremonial rifles. So yeah, so they weren't like, you know, like danger rifles. They were like, you know, historical things.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like they just stole a bunch of history.
Wow.
Yeah, which is just dumb.
Pomona Police.
And I mean, I bet you some of them could still be fired, but.
Pomona Police said in 2023 they responded to 8 incidents at the American League, 5 of which were burglaries. However, Henostraza said that they were just said that those were just the ones they responded to, and that there were many more. The last 2 weeks, thieves ripped apart the copper piping. You know, like, and that begs the question: how long will it be before all these, like, you know, psychopaths realize that the Tesla charging stations contain copper? You know, like, and they're everywhere.
Oh God!
Like, you have some out where you're at, Alice, and you're in bumfuck Egypt. You know, like, I don't even think anybody
we have
has
a couple. I've seen a couple Tesla charging spots at like the Wawas out here. I don't know. Hey Mag, does Rudders have Tesla charging stations there? Yeah, I know you're gonna say that, but did you know if they have them there? No, yeah, Rudders doesn't, but the Wawa up out here does.
Yeah, no, like I was looking at a map of your city area, and it was just like, wait, there's a Tesla charging station. Does anybody even have a Tesla out there? Like, so they're getting
I've seen them.
infrastructure ready.
I've seen them out here, but not like.
They're getting
I don't like.
infrastructure ready for what they're trying to push, but at the same time, now like there's copper in there. What's, and then now that begs the question, is it going to become is the taxpayers going to have to pay for this? All the damage done eventually, like inevitably, to all these Tesla charging stations because they contain copper. Is it? Are they going to shut that down? Like what's going to be made of that when that becomes a serious problem? Are they going to have to hire security guards to be at every station?
I will say this: it was actually reported on local news not too long ago that people are actually starting to tear down Tesla stations. Not because of the copper or thievery, though, but because most Americans are pissed off because they're trying to do away with the fossil fuels.
Yeah.
Well, so not only that, but a lot of gas stations are the Tesla's not paying them. I've heard for the charging stations there when they're supposed to.
And apparently,
by contract.
Apparently, charging stations are like up to 3 times more expensive than gas.
Well, not to mention, like, you gotta sit there for, like, 2-3 hours just to charge your freaking card up to go, like, a couple hundred miles. I mean, what's the point?
Yeah. Like, I was talking about this earlier, like, the Aptera.
This technology, they're doing the wrong kind of technology for this, and we have the right kind of technology to do this shit where you don't need gas.
I mean, here, let me bring this up right here. Aptera range 1 charge. Okay. Let's see here. Aptera is a U.S. crowd-funded pre-production startup company based in Carlsbad, California. It was originally founded in 2005 before liquidating in 2011. The company was relaunched by the original founders in 2019, so they're back. And see, here's the thing. Everybody's thinking, oh, like, Elon Musk is the hero of mankind, blah, 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 blah. On top of all that, complete bullshit that we know is all complete lies. On top of that, he's holding us back with his, technology. Like, now granted, if you look at the Aptera, like, let me bring up an image right here. Hold on a second. Aptera. Oh, there we go. Look at the Aptera. It's a coupe, not a sedan. Like, sedans are 4 doors.
Yeah, car looks kind of ugly though to me.
I like it, but no, like, this was developed by aerospace and rocket scientists. Extremely aerodynamic. This thing on the hood, and it also has it on the roof. As you can see, that is all a giant solar panel. So it charges while it's outside just naturally. You don't need to plug it in or anything. And it's a 3-wheel configuration, 2 in the front, 1 in the back. The front 2 wheels are like apart from the body in order to create even less drag. And it gets 1,000 miles.
1,000 miles.
1,000 miles to the charge, and costs $25,900. So it's not that. It's a little bit on the upper end for price.
I mean, if the car was bigger, where you could actually fit more than 2 people in it.
Working on a sedan version, but it won't be as good. But that's what I'm saying. Like, I know Teslas are like 4 doors, but still, how can you sit there and say, oh, we can only do like 300 some odd miles to the charge when we have 20-plus-year-old technology that does 3 times as much with just half the doors? Like, something's wrong. He's holding us back. On top of all the other stuff, the mining and like just how inefficient it is. Like,
well, what about free electricity and stuff like that?
Here's the thing people need to realize: when you buy a used Tesla, you have another thing to worry about when you buy a used car. How much longer do you have on that battery? Because that's going to cost like $5, $6, $7, $8 some odd $1,000 to replace the battery.
Yeah, the lithium battery, and how much pollution is produced while making and refining lithium batteries.
Yeah, so like on all fronts, it's just not good, And it's already
not to mention those
technology that's antiquated.
Well, dude, not to mention, Xander, that those charging stations are running off of diesel. The charging stations are using diesel to power them.
Because like all this electric cars, you're not solving anything. You're just outsourcing the problem to somewhere else. Where do you think the electricity comes from? It's not being magically made. It's being made by power plants.
If Tesla finally, well, if Tesla had actually gotten to do the thing he,
Yeah. Nikola Tesla, the actual guy, yeah. Like, tapping into the Earth's natural, like, harmonic frequency and geomagnetic, like, stuff. Electromagnetic, like, whatnot.
Fields.
Yeah. What?
Electromagnetic fields and frequencies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, you know, like I went on a whole thing the other day about that in Westinghouse and like how awful he was. I think that was on Friday's show on Cool Frog's video stream thing. But yeah. But like, you know,
I mean, it's not like it hasn't been done before, like the Japanese bullet train.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's 10 times faster and 10 times more cleaner.
Yeah, but, you know, just because it's not making pollution doesn't mean it's not a producer of one. Because now, once again, you're outsourcing. Where does it get the power from? Now it's drawing power. It's making the power plants consume more and produce and pollute more. You know, like eventually, somewhere down the line, you will have carbon emissions. That, you know, like
Yeah.
no matter how many steps, all you're doing is adding more middlemen. You know?
Blame it on
like,
the cows.
Yeah. I gotta go, Ashley. We got cows. Whatever the name is.
Yeah.
Anyway, what else do we got here from Live Science? And this is actually this was brought to us by Alice once again. Superstructure bigger than Idaho has been growing on the seafloor by Fiji since the dinosaur age. So Alice, talk to us about
it's been.
this.
So apparently, this is like this underground massive thing. It's been going on since the Cretaceous period, essentially. But the size of this mega structure is growing on down there. I think it's like a rock or mountain formation or something, a volcanic thing. It's been going on since the Cretaceous period.
Wow.
So at least 145 to 66 million years ago.
Wow.
It's still growing to this day, and like the plateau is actually getting bigger and bigger and bigger.
Okay, so
but it's like.
Sorry, like we have an overlay map here to show how big it is. So this is the northwestern area of the U.S. And then, like, this entire gray thing over here is the plateau and such. So, like, you know,
but it's growing out. Yeah, but it's growing out over, like, in the, like, you know, like, in the ocean.
Yeah.
Essentially. They're just kind of doing an overlay. You can get an idea of the shape of what it is.
Yeah, no, this is not where it's located. This is just a size comparison. So.
Yeah, for obvious reasons, because we said it's an underwater thing. I think I said that. I hope I said that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just thought this was a really crazy thing. It's been going on since the dinosaur period.
Yeah.
And, like, it just is a massive, like, scale of this structure just building up underneath from volcanic activity.
Yeah.
It's been going on for millions of years, and we're discovering it more, and we're like, oh. Blah, 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 blah. Sorry. I covered my mouth while trying to grab a chip.
Since we're talking about the ocean and stuff, you know, nobody really talks about how, like, we know more about our space in the Milky Way alone than we do about our own ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah. We only know about 10% of our oceans.
If that.
And we can come up with all of this technology to explore space and outward, but we can't come up with the technology to explore the Mariana Trench, for example.
Well, because space is easy, because there's no environment. You know, the ocean, the deeper you go, the more pressure. Like, you know, and if anybody...
we have natural...
What?
We have natural elements that will, like, help us if we study our own sea creatures more. For example, blue whales, squids, that can go that deep.
True. Like,
maybe if we figured out a liquid shell that can, like, bend and float with pressure.
Yeah. Like, some way to, like, counter it. You know, counter the pressure with an inside, like, you know, an equal and opposite force. You know? Like...
No,
you know what that reminds me of?
Hold on.
You know, you just said it, Alex. You know, the equal opposite force.
Yeah. Like,
well, who else came up with the equal opposite force?
Well, that's one of Newton's laws, right?
It's a basic Newton law. I mean, and that's just a starting point.
Yeah. If we just go back to basics, we could probably figure this out.
Yeah. Well,
right, because that's how we got off of Earth in the first place. They had to come up with an equal opposite force to get that rocket out of gravity.
Yeah. Exactly. You know, like the basics of science. Like,
we just gotta figure out how to manipulate it with water.
Yeah. No, you know, this is why...
For all we know, we can. But we're just not telling people we can.
This is why I'm a neo-Amish, because, like, the more and more, like, science and technology and medicine and the marching forward of the advancing of humans, we're stepping farther and farther away from nature, and we're becoming more and more reliant towards our technological advances. And here's the thing: nature can live without us, but we cannot live without it. And like right now, like it scares me. All it takes is one EMP, one coronal mass ejection, one nuclear thing going off in an atmosphere or something or whatever. Like, but especially like the solar flare and everything, everything's done. There goes the internet, there goes water, sewage, there goes infrastructure.
There goes your video
They're
games.
blowing it out of proportion too much. It's not even that we have to worry about. If one animal, the right animal, goes extinct, they can fuck up the whole ecosystem.
Bees.
Like bees?
Yeah.
Exactly.
Fuck up the whole pollination.
Then there's no more plants. No more plants. No more herbivores. No more herbivores. No more carnivores.
Well, I mean, pollination still happens. Well, pollination does still happen to a degree, but it happens. Yeah.
So sorry, what, Alice?
Well, pollination still happens to a degree without bees, but just not on the same par that bees produce it.
No, we
like, like there are other animals that help produce pollination, like squirrels and stuff, like producing, like scattering, pine cones and shit like that, and blah blah blah. But I mean, not on the same par that like bees do. You need a lot of this stuff to promote that shit.
I literally right here, you can't see it. But I literally have it for a transition into our Rumble section. I want to talk about my conspiracy about bees. Funny you should bring that up, but I actually have a whole thing about it.
Oh good lord,
yeah.
Lordy Lord.
Well, not right now. Like when we transition into Rumble, so that way, hey,
oh, I know.
If you want to hear about my story about bees, my theory and all that stuff, it involves Monsanto.
Excuse me.
Come on over.
Oh yeah,
Rumble,
oh, you've told me about this. Yes, yeah. This is a conspiracy thing that the Alphabet Crew does not like.
Well,
when I say the Alphabet Crew, I'm not talking about the the LBGT.
Yeah, the Alphabet
whatever.
You're talking about.
No, I'm talking about the Alphabet Company and plus and Bill Gates and stuff
anyway,
like that.
Let's get back on track here.
Let's get back to brass taxes.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Mandela effect. Yes.
Yes. So you found this. So
do you want to?
Anything you want to say before I play it, or do you want to just play it?
Yeah. Okay. So basically, it's this theory that the reason it's not that things are being erased from history, from maybe per se, how people said maybe since the the big super collider in Geneva got exposed, that reason things have kind of changed. That they're doing this to see if they can manipulate history and make you forget that something happened that really did actually happen. Say, no, this didn't happen, but it did. So here, play it.
Have you heard the conspiracy theory around the Mandela effect? This woman gave the example of the Fruit of the Loom logo. She said the Fruit of the Loom logo used to have a cornucopia in it.
It did, didn't it?
Here's the thing.
Fruit of the Loom was like, we've never ever had that.
That's impossible.
This chick went so crazy about it. She was talking to her therapist, and her therapist is like, chill out about Fruit of the Loom.
Yeah.
She was like, I'm not kidding. It has a cornucopia in it, and I'm gonna die on this hill. She went through her whole closet and friends' closets and stuff, and she finally found a T-shirt that had the Fruit of the Loom logo with a cornucopia.
No way!
And she went as far as to go look at the old trademarks and stuff and found an illustration of the cornucopia.
Dude, what is up with that? Why are they gaslighting us?
The theory is it's a giant experiment to see how easy it is to erase history.
I mean, that's 100% probably a real thing.
So be stubborn. It's Bernstein Bears.
Yes.
Yeah, not Berenstain.
Have you heard the conspiracy?
Wow.
Yeah, see? Yeah,
wow.
It just gives me a whole different perspective of the whole Mandela effect.
Yeah, I'm downloading it on my other screen here really quick.
Berenstain.
Wow. Holy hell, bro.
Berenstain Bears. That's what I always called it. Not Berenstein.
Yeah.
Berenstain. You want a third pizza?
It's time to get funny and philosophical.
Oh, it's time to get funny and philosophical. Okay.
Here we go.
Yeah. Magnet's about to go cray.
By the way, I forgot to mention all of these links here are already in the underbar of the description. So
Yeah, absolutely. We lost a ghosty.
Yeah, she'll be back. So.
Yeah, I know. Maybe it's food. It's food time.
But that is wow. You know what? Hold on a second. I'm gonna do something pretty crazy. I'm gonna go into announcements. Actually, I'm gonna go into wake up. gonna ping everyone.
But yeah, isn't that a crazy way of thinking to see how easy it's an experience to see how easy it is to erase like history of things? Like you find the fucking cornucopia because like I remember the Fruit of the Loom, I was having it too. Back in the day, I remember seeing it.
You know?
Like, and I guarantee you that like they're doing this just to see how easy it is to make people go, "Oh no, I was like that." Which could go into a whole different thing. We can actually talk into the Rumble about this as well. I mean, we are getting there. We're like 20 minutes before we could go to the Rumble, or we could go to the Rumble early if we wanted here.
I want to get through what we
But we
got
still have
here.
a few other things. Yeah, we got a few other things, but like that's just another crazy thing. Like, what do you think, Darkness? Like, do you believe like that could be like a possibility instead of it really just being like maybe CERN like screwing up and putting us into a different like whatever?
Oh no!
That
If you notice that lots of logos have slowly like redid themselves. There's different things that have gone missing from different properties. I mean, just doing away with it because it's considered out of date, quote unquote.
But see, what's happening here is like because logo changes are a thing. Like they're everywhere. I mean,
yeah,
like we were talking about
but
the
there's
Apple
the
logo
Fruit of the Loom
other
is
day,
denying it.
You know, but like but what they're doing is essentially not only are they changing logos, but they're also trying to force. By denying its existence, by gaslighting the general population as a whole, but just saying, oh, that never existed. But in this situation, we have tangible, visible evidence that yes, Fruit of the Loom did have a cornucopia. So we have tangible evidence.
There's another big thing you have to consider there too, though, is that a lot of these big name corporations like Fruit of the Loom are bought out by others, and so once that new corporation buys it, if they're not paying attention enough, the new guy probably doesn't know what's going on.
That is true. That is another way of saying it. I just like the way how they kind of approach that. I thought it was quite an interesting thing to talk about, But I do believe that there is some type of Mandela effect going on in one way or another, or it's like a erasing history. Look how they're taking statues and stuff like that down, and
it says here
changing things up.
Since 2002, it has been a wholly owned subsidiary of Berkshire Hathaway. So there's that. But no, to coincide with what you're saying, Allison, you've seen this too. Wow, we've been doing this history show for what, almost 3 years now? Over 3 years, give or take.
You did it before I came in, but you and I have been doing it for about 2-3 years together at least.
Certain articles and even was it you, Dark? No,
the history show, the history website on thisday.com has changed it.
Yeah, they changed.
We're completely taking it away.
We're now using scripts that we wrote at least last year. So there's stuff the wording's changed and everything to make it seem like something else. We're actually seeing how they're maneuvering it in almost real time.
They're manipulating it over just slightly over time, 1 year difference. We've seen a few now that we're like, what the hell?
Yeah.
Or why is it completely gone? You're like, what?
Yeah, yesterday, it wasn't even on their list. Yesterday was Jeffrey Epstein's birthday.
Oh, excuse me.
Yeah.
Oh. Well, I imagine why they want us not to hear that name.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, yeah, in the Rumble thing, I saw a short about, I want to say a certain company, and they did something with a certain old, notable cartoon from a certain company, and how they kind of mention in a way something called the island that a certain somebody owned. But this is before, but it's a predecessor, so it's been happening before. Epstein was he's just another piece of the puzzle, he's just one part.
Yeah.
You think it ended there with him? No.
No.
They gave him up because they have someone better. It's not on the radar right now, maybe.
Anyway, MTM found this here. Yeah, hold on, let me get back to the...
Oh, yeah. What day was it supposed to be going on? So it did already launch. I thought it wasn't supposed to launch until, a couple more days.
Let's see here. NASA launches a $13 billion rocket carrying the human remains of former presidents to the moon. What?
Yeah, because that seems like a really good use of our taxpayer dollars.
Wild.
Why? I suppose just in case we destroy the Earth, we got some DNA remains.
Yeah.
For them to clone us.
Says here, partially funded by NASA, Peregrine not only figures to make US's first moon landing in 5 decades, but will also be the vessel behind the world's first moon burial, as the rocket will carry the human remains of 330 notable individuals. Actually, so I stand corrected. Jace was right. This is part of the Artemis project. So that whole thing we were having, like, 'cause I didn't know, because I hadn't read into this, because I wanted
so this is
going
to be launched here. If it's not already, it's going to be launched here in the next few days.
So Jace, you were right. They are related. This is part of the. I apologize. You were right. I was wrong.
See, that's what I thought too.
Yeah.
So yeah, you better apologize to me because you said no, it's not. Because I said the same thing. It's part of that project that's coming. It's supposed to be launched this month.
You know, here we go. Like
I didn't know about this part.
Like just not assuming. Here's a prime example. Do not just assume. I believed it was just going to be like some robot they're going to send up and just like dump them.
See, that's what I thought too. But then I was like, well, they're saying it's in January.
Like they're going to go up, with people, and then they're going to dig a hole and bury it. It sounds like here.
No, I think they're just gonna put something up there and plop it on the ground, like, yep, there it is.
So here we go.
So they're basically essentially littering on the moon already. Well, I mean, they've already did, but they left all the other shit there.
But it continues on here. It says the creator of Star Trek television series Gene Roddenberry and former presidents George Washington and John F. Kennedy and Ronald Reagan are among the most well-known space burial recipients aboard the spacecraft. So they're gonna take. I don't think they're gonna take up their whole bodies, but maybe a portion, like fucking George Washington's left toe or something. Like all he got is.
Well, I mean, I don't know how long cremation is, but I'm sure. Okay, so they're exhuming bodies just to do this?
It sounds like it. There's no other way you can get a body part from a body. You gotta get it. So it says here the plans to bury human remains on the moon were heavily protested by the Navajo Nation, who described the moon burials as deeply disturbing and unacceptable in a letter penned to NASA last week. I agree. This sounds cool, but at the same time, it's like, why? This is kind of wild. Like, well, we have no comments.
Yeah, I don't get why. Like, whose idea was this to do? Exactly. Was this one person like, I got an idea?
Yeah. So, like, it probably.
Why don't you put some historic people? Why don't you, while you're at, why don't you throw Walt Disney's head up there too?
Yeah. No, he's in cryostasis. They can't touch him.
I think it's only his head though.
Well,
I think they only cryostased his head. I don't know. You should look this up. Did he because I didn't know if they put him in a whole one, but like.
Well, hold on a second. I don't even know how to begin looking for this because the fact that he's on cryostasis is already like a highly debated topic. Like the officials say no.
How do you know it's even still actually effective?
Yeah.
Because he died and then they cryoed his body.
I believe so. Yeah.
Or did they cryo him right before he died?
I don't know.
Because wouldn't you think you would want to cryo them before they die? Because there's brain death.
Yeah.
You're basically going to be Frankenstein in the guy.
Here's the thing about cryostasis. Because a lot of people, let me absolve any potential confusion. A lot of people would probably assume cryostasis is straight up like science fiction. The concept of resuscitating and curing stuff is the science fiction part, but cryostasis is a thing. There's more than just Walt Disney. There's a lot of people who have been documented as going into cryostasis, so it is a thing. You probably still can. Hold on a second. Is cryostasis still a thing?
Can you still do cryo?
The term cryostasis was introduced to name the reversible preservation technology for live biological objects, which is based on using catharate forming gaseous substances under increased hydrostatic pressure and hydrothermic temperatures. It is a science,
yeah.
Borderline crackpot
I just didn't
science,
think
but science fiction today is science fact tomorrow. My mom told me this when I was young. When mom was growing up, it was science fiction. They were never going to get to the moon. Well, what happened? It was science fiction.
We did.
Never break the sound barrier. What happened?
We did. Yeah, I know.
There is no such thing as no. There's only such a thing as wait. Because it will happen eventually, unless we kill each other. So.
Oh. Unless I can just sprout wings off my back magically right now and fly away. I don't think that's going to be able to happen unless they have them actually. You can actually have like some type of like prosthetic, like metallic thing that with a jetpack that gets you up and does it, like the Falcon from Marvel or whatever.
Yeah. Oh.
But like, I mean, you could do it, but you can't do it naturally. I'm not gonna ever grow feathers on my back or fly.
Nope.
Unless I'm on the island of Dr. Jack, or on the island of Dr. Monroe, or Dr. Moreau, is it called for that movie? It's where he like crossbreeded humans with animals and whatever.
Oh yeah, the island of Doctor whatever.
Yeah, the island of Dr. Moreau, or thinking. Monroe.
Yeah. Anyway, we have a
Monroe.
Before we continue on, I saw that the darkness unmuted herself. So do you want to say something? Okay.
I'm just gonna point out with the cryostasis thing that there is a spot that's located in Iceland, I believe, that they've started cryostasising like plants for the future generations that they think may go extinct.
The seed vault.
Yeah, in case, yeah, that's actually not that. Well, there's a place up in Norway that does it. There's a seed support. Yeah, up in the yeah, that's been around for a while.
So that just proves that it's existing.
Yeah, no, it is. Like it is a real thing. It says here
I know it.
The Svalbard Global Seed Vault is a secure backup facility for the world's crop diversity on the Norwegian island of Spitsbergen in the remote Arctic Svalbard archipelago. The Seed Vault provides long-term storage of duplicates of seeds conserved in gene banks around the world. So like it's a failsafe in case there's some kind of disease, in case something dies. Like we have basically a Noah's Ark for plants.
Yeah, it's just a fact is like the thing is like I know that cryostasis works for plants, maybe perhaps, but will it work for humans?
See, that's the thing. Like you can preserve a seed because that's just a seed. You can just unfreeze it because we have we have found like seeds from like the last ice age, and we've like put them in the ground and they grow. Now the difference between is like humans are not seeds, we are like creatures. So can you freeze a living creature like a human or an animal and then unfreeze it, bring it back to life?
Well, what I do know, you can slow brain death down by coldness. But as to how long you can do that with, but there was somebody who was frozen for hours and was actually resuscitated after, came back alive after hours of being frozen outside. Sure, they lost some of their limbs.
There is a species of frog or a toad that has antifreeze in its blood, but it actually freezes solid. And its metabolism and everything goes so far down. It's still alive, but it's frozen solid, and it's frozen for like months or weeks to months on end, and then it gets a natural form of cryo resuscitation. It freezes and then it comes back, and it does that every year. It's a species. It's a thing. So nature.
That's why we have lizard people.
As Darkness was saying earlier, and I was talking about with me being a neo-Amish and everything. Is that if we can't base our science of nature, we will lose. Nature already has it done. We just got to figure out how to do it ourselves.
We do it. We do it through adaptation and through years and years of evolution.
Now we can't inject antifreeze in our blood because that'll kill us.
Well, no.
But we gotta find some way to,
Well, look at this way, Xander. Like how certain people in certain climates grow better because they've adapted to it over time.
Yeah.
It's the same thing. I mean, we do it. We just do it in a much slower way than some of these species have been doing it millions of years longer than us.
Yeah.
Like human species have been around how many hundreds of thousands of years, maybe?
See, all science is our way to expedite the process of getting something done. Instead of evolving and just following the path of nature, we have our own brain and we start making our own path. That's the gift and the curse of intelligence, of sentience. We're aware of the world around us, therefore we can manipulate it. Animals just exist in nature. Animals have territories, animals have wars, animals build structures. When you look at the base, of what humanity is, we are just another animal. We're just one that has a very highly developed brain. But now, like, you know, we've kind of gone crazy with it. Instead of working of nature, we're working outside of
I
it.
keep hearing about
And
this
that's going to be our
Neuralink
downfall.
thing they want to put people. Well, I keep hearing about this Neuralink thing they want to put in people's brains, but that could be getting something for a Rumble in the future. So, I mean,
Yeah, no, like Neuralink, you know, that's one of the main reasons why I don't trust Elon is because, like, you know, oh, you know, this guy's a champion of people. He wants to chip your brain. Is he really a champion of the people?
I don't want my brain chip.
I don't want my brain chipped either. But pretty soon that's going to become mandatory, you know, because, like, you know, the
Yeah,
whole
well,
crypto thing and
it goes into a whole like biblical thing too. So,
yeah.
I mean, that's something to go
This
into a
is more of
Rumble.
a Rumble topic, don't you think?
Yes, it is.
Yeah, it is exactly.
Anyway,
I don't want to go too into
let's
it.
move on up. We have another video here from you, Alice, and this is kind of funny.
Welcome back,
These three men.
Ghosty.
Oh, is Ghost back?
Yeah, look at
Hey,
Ghosty's back.
welcome back.
Look at this. This is just awesome. Like these primal little fuckers right here.
So let's check this out.
Were watching 15
This is out in
lions
Africa.
feast, and they were planning to make the lions' lunch their own. However, since the lions had just begun to eat, the hungry males would kill anything that stood in the way of their food. So the three men waited quietly for the right moment. Once the lions were about halfway through their meal, the men stood up at the same time and coolly walked toward the lions. This is the ultimate battle of courage. A single step back and they'd also become lion lunch. All the lions stopped eating and stared in shock at the three men approaching. They had never seen such humans before. As the first lion fled, the rest followed.
Yeah, right?
But the lions weren't going far. They hid out in the nearby woods, keeping an eye on the men. One man expertly cut the wildebeest's meat, while the other two kept watch. They knew
they're the
they had to leave
hyenas now.
before the lions caught on to their bluff. Just moments later, the men walked off with a whole wildebeest leg, leaving the lions to come back and finish up their interrupted feast. These three men were watching 15.
Yeah, see? Like, isn't that crazy?
Oh,
Like, I thought that was just
my heart's just like just thinking about it, just walking towards an entire fucking like pride. Oh my god, holy
yeah.
hell,
Look at how that
oh
worked.
my
They gave
god.
yeah, those three men were like the hyenas right there, like just coming in there. It's like whatever, we're
No, the
what we want,
hyenas
and we're
wait. The hyenas don't come in there and like push the lions away. The hyenas wait for
Yeah, they do.
on the scraps.
Yeah, they do.
Well, when there's enough
No,
of them,
they do.
not when there's three. You know, I've never seen
No,
that.
well, if there's like 15, well, you do know hyenas run in huge packs. They're like got the dog mentality almost.
Yeah, that's what
They
I'm
actually
saying.
say that.
They have strength in
Was it
numbers,
you?
just 3 humans.
Well, what did you say that actually it's been brought back that the only two real like original dog breeds come to the hyena and the dingo?
Yeah, you know,
I heard something about that. Yeah.
They're the most hardy and everything, you know.
Well, they're the most. I think they're the original canines, is what I said. Like, and I think and maybe wolves, dingoes,
Wolves too, yeah,
and
dire
hyenas.
wolves and all that stuff, yeah.
Yeah, wolves, dingoes, and
Basic
hyenas are
apex
original
predators,
dogs.
because dogs are a predatory species. They eat meat, you know, and I don't care how vegan people are. Oh, my dog's a vegetarian. No, it's not. Look at the teeth. Does that look like it grinds plants? No. Look at our teeth.
Well, the back
We are
teeth do.
not vegetarians. We're not vegans. We're omnivores. We eat both. You know? Pay attention to the teeth. I don't care about what you feel. It's what nature made you. Once again, if you act out of nature, you're going to lose. So.
Well, actually, we're 2 minutes to the Rumble. So, do you want to push over to Rumble topics now?
Yeah,
or do we have
yeah,
enough
yeah,
time to do this one?
Well, I already have all of these like in the thing, and I don't mind moving. I don't mind going on for another hour. You know, like.
Yeah, we can do that. We don't have to like we can move over to the Rumble like.
Everything, you know, like let's just clear it up and
Yeah.
then start working on more stuff for next show. So.
All right, hell yeah, that works for me. Well, we have here the U.S. government is investing $22 million into developing surveillance clothing that includes shirts, pants, underwear that can record video and audio. Oh, that just sounds fabulous.
Yeah. Jewel Chicky found this. You know,
Whoa.
Yeah.
So.
It says here, the federal government has a $22 million surveillance clothing program, according to The Intercept. The initiative will develop shirts, pants, socks, and underwear that can record audio and video. If viable, the washable garments will be used by U.S. intelligence employees for those in high-stress environments. So, just wearing clothing that spies on you, and it's washable, so that, you know, that's something. Like, how can you have, like, you know, electronic clothing that you can wash in a washer or something, or whatever. What does this say? Let's see. The federal government is reportedly funneling $22 million into developing ready-to-wear clothing that can record audio, video, and geolocation data through something it's calling the Smart Electricity Powered and Network Textile Systems Program, or Smart E-Pants. For short, according to The Intercept, garments slated for the production include shirts, pants, socks, and underwear, all of which are intended to be washable, the Intercept reported. The program, quote, represents the largest single investment to develop active smart textiles, AST, that feel, move, and function like any garment, end quote, according to an August 22 press release from the Office of the Director of National Intelligence. Holy hell.
Oh, Lord.
Wow.
Yeah.
Sorry. Yeah.
Still, Sean Connery's the best James Bond.
So now, like, you can just be around federal. Now you can just be around federal agents. Ghost. She could just be wearing clothes and be spying on us. Oh.
No, I'm not a fish. No.
What the hell?
There's a joke. There's a joke. It's an old joke that Ghost is a Fed, and so now we're just like, hey, wait a minute. Do we have like her new? Like, we're eyeballing your new wardrobe, Ghost. Your smart e-pants. We're on to you, Ghost, and your shenanigans. So,
dude, actually, when you say smart e-pants, I was like smarty pants, and I was like, what? Did they make clothing? Did they make smarty pants like they made like smarty like style like? You know, like the candy necklace, candy bra.
That's the cheeky.
Like edible pants.
That's intended. You know, kind of like how our talk show. You know, so.
Isn't that like a kid's insult to other kids, like from decades ago, like smarty pants? Here, smarty pants.
Yeah.
Yep. Smarty pants, smarty pants.
Oh, wow, this is so seriously. This is like terrifying. Like now they can just be walking around and recording you, like not even have a phone out or whatever. Like. You know, they just have clothes that have built-in cameras and tracks them, you know, geolocation, GPS, you know, global positioning satellite.
How's that waterproof? How is that going to go through the washing machine?
I don't know. Like...
I call bullshit.
It says here, Smart E-Pants is being developed under the Intelligence Advanced Research Project Activities, an agency that describes itself on its website that is investigating, in quotes, high-risk, high-payoff research programs to tackle some of the most difficult challenges of the agencies and disciplines in the intelligence community. End quote. In other words, funding moonshots, like underwear that's as stretchable and washable as normal underwear, but can also record your every move. So,
no, it's gonna be a fart recorder.
Yeah, it will. It knows when you shit your pants out of fear. Like it can tell when you're in a, you know. But like if if you're like out in like potential crazy areas, like I was talking to somebody who was in an interview. And like they were told, what happens to me if I'm captured? Oh, we get rid of your records. And it's just like, yeesh. Well, this is for people in that situation. Now they can track you, in the very least, and you don't even need to say anything. They can probably record your heartbeat. They know when you shit your pants out of scared them. So like. That's for more things like that. Not really, but eventually it will be for just the agents on the streets and all that stuff. Once again, looking at you, Ghost. You Fed.
How do you fart too big in a report? Sorry. That's too funny.
Anyway, Dr. Cheese sent this. The dark secret of the Gnostic creation story. And actually, we were talking about a while ago, and this actually is what led to, because we will be talking about Hitchhiker's Guide after this. But because this conversation led to that, but he was talking to me about Gnosticism and all that whatnot. So, you know what? Let me playback speed 1.25, and let's just watch this entire thing. So once again, this YouTube video is already in the underbar of the description below. It's from Consensus Creator. So let's give this a watch real quick. Actually, I don't want to do that. I want to do this.
Deep in the cosmic expanse, there was a lone god, ignorant of his...
And before I continue, actually, let me restart. Anybody who wants to watch this with us, please watch my share screen. The only one not watching, I believe, is Darkness here. So I'm going to go ahead and start this up again.
Deep in the cosmic expanse, there was a lone god, ignorant of his origins, with a deep desire to craft a world in his own image. Yaldabaoth perceived the cosmos as a sea of disorder. He learned through trial and error that only destruction bred more chaos. And so, he embarked on a path to balance the dark with the light. In what could be perceived as millennia or mere seconds, he forged the world. He separated the sky from the waters, and from the waters emerged land, and crafted the sun, the moon and stars orchestrated to govern the planet. But Yaldabaoth, misguided, was not the supreme god of the cosmos.
Before Yaldabaoth, there was Bythos and Bar below, the masculine and feminine aspects of God. Together they birthed celestial pairs known as Aeons, dwelling in the heavenly pleroma. Among them was Sophia, Aeon of wisdom. Yearning to explore beyond the pleroma, she separated from her divine consort to forge her own path. This disrupted the balance, leading to a cataclysmic exile into the dark abyss. From her descent, Yaldabaoth was born, but he was blind to Sophia's presence. Overwhelmed by guilt, Sophia banished herself from the cosmos, but energy never dies.
So I'm gonna stop it right there, so that way we don't play the entire thing. But like, that's basically like the gist of the stuff. So like, yeah. And as an omnist, like, and for anybody who doesn't really know what omnism is, let me just look it up. Omnism. Omnism is a respect or belief in all religion. Those who hold this belief are called omnists. In recent years, the term has been resurfacing due to the interest of modern-day self-described omnists who have rediscovered and began to redefine the term. Omnism is... let's see here. Omnism is similar to syncretism, the belief in a fusion of faith and harmony. However, it can also be seen as a way to accept the existence of various religions without believing in all that they profess to teach. Many omnists say that all religions contain truths, but that not one religion offers all that is truth. That's literally what I say. Like, and I've never read that before, So, like, that's me, Like, so, and so as an omnist, I have a duty, to learn more about, like, other things. And I had no idea about this Gnostic thing, and I'd like to, watch this myself, off air. This is really interesting. It's 5.5 minutes long, so it's not that long, but still,
Yeah, that's cool. We could watch that sometime soon.
Yeah. I might actually bring it up in Cool Frog stream later on this evening, although they already have, like, hey, hello, Ghost is on Rumble, and Ghost is also on YouTube. Thank you. But, like, what are your thoughts, guys, about, Gnosticism and everything? Because we're going to roll into, this thing about Hitchhiker's Guide after this, because it is related. Alice?
No comment.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Yeah, sorry.
Okay. So let's
just
roll
trying to figure out
right
what...
up into 42. Like, I was talking about, like, about this, about omnism and everything, and it's just like, I'm just like, that's, like, like, I brought up, the joke, like, what is the answer to the universe? And I'm just like, I'm just talking to myself, like, the answer to the universe is everything, like, like, what is the meaning of life? Yes, that's the meaning, and right here, because this kind of blew my mind. It says here 42 H2G2, meaning of life, the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and like, I'll get to that here in 1 second. When you look at 42, when you look at, like, the answer is everything, 42 in binary equals asterisk, which means everything. So I unintentionally, like said 42, like, while making a joke about it, like. And we looked into it and all that stuff, actually, and like I was talking with, I believe it was Cheese. I like, this sounds like a Pete's thing, but I strongly believe this was Cheese. Actually, hold on a second. I have the article up here. It was Cheese. Yeah. So Cheese is the one who started this whole conversation that led to this. There, I found an X. But,
there we go, because I can read it better now.
Yeah. But, like, basically, and you know how writers, are and everything, like, I was a writer, I still kind of technically am, although I haven't written any books in a while, But no, like writers like to put things into their stories and all that. Not necessarily, oh, the curtains are blue because the writer was depressed and he wanted to demonstrate how his depression is hanging over the window of his life, and all he can do is look through it and be sad. No, the curtain is blue because it was blue. Damn it, like it never doesn't have to always get deep. But in this case, yes, like the writer of the book Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was actually an outspoken atheist, but he put in the whole 42 thing because 42 in binary equals asterisk, which means everything. So that's what he was meaning by 42. It wasn't just some random, oh, it's a joke, haha, he's mocking the whole thing. No, there's actually meaning behind this, intended, documented, So, like, that's pretty interesting. Like,
Yeah.
Like, what do you have to say about this,
Yeah.
Alice?
Well, like I have the answer to the question, so I'm trying to find out like how that kind of correlates with it. But I'm gonna have to talk to like I've only seen the movie. I haven't actually read the books, unfortunately. But my buddy, he was a diehard fan of the Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, and he was the one that told me about what the question was, which was how do I get to her? And then it just says 42, but the meaning of 42 they don't understand. And so yeah, it kind of goes meh. So it's one of those interesting.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
It's just one of those interesting things I just don't know what to think with, because I don't have enough knowledge really to give my feedback when it comes to Hitchhiker's Guide as much as I wish I could. I can't. I love the movie.
Yeah.
But like, no, you're fine. I love the movie, but I know the movie does no justice to what the book does, and like, it's still on my list of books to read. But for some reason, I just haven't gotten around to it, and I feel like a dummy for it. So it's kind of one of those things that I'm like, kind of feel like an idiot for. Like, I like the big premises of it and everything, and I've learned about some of the stuff in it, but it's nowhere near what I should know. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, like you said you've read some of the books, right?
No, I have not. But like, what I'm trying
No,
to
you
say
haven't
here,
either.
like, sorry to interrupt and everything, but like, we're already like 11 minutes past the hour, so if we're gonna get to Rumble section, we gotta like start going through these things.
Yeah, but like, actually, maybe something. Maybe I don't know if Darkness or Ghost knows more about the Hitchhiker's Guide. Maybe if I can get a hold of my buddy, I can come back at a later date to like give an update on the whole thing. So, or maybe like if he has Discord, he can come on and actually explain the whole Hitchhiker's Guide. If you know what I mean.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I'll see what I can do. Like I know he's just a new father, like as in the last year or two, but I'm pretty sure that if I can talk to him about it, he'd be able to give me some knowledge about it. Plus, I might actually have a couple other friends who can too otherwise. So, how about that? So long and thanks for all the fish.
But yeah, like this is like it appears to be one of these things, like like mathematics is a universal like language of the universe, But like I was just talking about, somebody was saying, Jace once again was right. I believe we were talking about this earlier. I think it was with Jace. I'm not sure. Like once again, I think it was just, like, because I was talking with somebody and they kept saying 101010, and I'm just like, no, like it's about asterisk. But right here it says like 42. It appears to be one of these things that are in a lot of stuff. So 42 in binary code, while it may not be significant to base 13, because it talks about like right here, what is 42? The meaning of life, yada yada yada. What is base 13 and how is it related to the number 42? Where else does 42 appear? 42 in binary code. Like, the number 42 is a significant number in binary code where it is represented as 101010. This particular pattern of zeros and ones appears often in mathematical and computer-related contexts. It's also in Buddhism and Hinduism. It's in Christianity. The angle of the rainbow, the speed of light crossing a proton, the asterisk symbol. There we go. Here we go. The asterisk, as I was talking about. 42 is the ASCII code for the symbol asterisk. Also, the symbol is often thought to translate to anything or everything. In this instance, 42 equals everything, the meaning of life. So what is 42? It is a number with a lot of different meanings, both literal and abstract. It's a number that can be found all over the place, both in the real world and in fiction. And it's a number that just might help answer the greatest question of all: what is the meaning of life? The answer is yes. Everything. And this reminds me a lot about what's that movie with Jim Carrey, like the number whatever, where he starts seeing the number everywhere. It's kind of something like that. Once you see the answer, once you see the equation, you cannot unsee it anywhere else. It's everywhere because it's a universal thing, like the golden ratio, what's the curve? Fibonacci sequence. The Fibonacci sequence. Once you see it, then you'll see it everywhere. And anyway, does anybody have anything else to add to that? Before we continue on? Everybody's muted. So, anyway.
Is water really wet?
That's a good question.
What's the color of purple? Or what's the flavor? Why when you drink grape soda it tastes like purple? Why does it taste like purple and not grape?
Yeah. Well, let's see here. Is water wet? Liquid water is not itself wet, but it can make other solid materials wet. So it itself is not wet, but it produces wetness as a byproduct of existing. So there we go.
Yep.
Yeah.
There you go.
Wetness
there
is
you
the ability
go,
of the
darkness.
liquid to adhere to the surface of a solid. So when we say that something is wet, we mean that the liquid is sticking to the surface of the material, not that the liquid itself is wet. So that's a good question. Wow. That kind of blew my mind for half a second there.
Yeah.
Did you see
Leave
how
it to
fast I
darkness.
looked that up? I'm like, is water wet? That's a good question.
I've heard that question before, and I just go, I don't want to answer that question because it makes my brain bleed.
But another kin question is, do fish drink water? And the answer is yes, fish do drink water.
Kind of. Well, I would imagine it goes in their mouth and out, but I don't know if they actually swallow. Well, they probably do.
Well, here, let's look it up right here.
No,
Do
good lord.
Fish drink water. Instead of me talking about it, let's just look it up here.
Oh, for Pete's sakes.
So,
of course, leave it to Xander to go look this up.
Well, this is a whole thing, but basically, in essence, and let me add this to the
So long, and thanks for all the fish.
I already know the answer, and the answer is yes, they do, and they don't drink water normal. They don't actively oh, I gotta drink now. No, every time they go, to do the gills and everything.
Yeah, it goes in their body and out.
A little bit of water gets swallowed. So.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah.
So long, and thanks for all the fish. So sad that it should come to this. We tried to warn you all, oh dear. Sorry, I was singing the beginning song in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, the movie, where the dolphins are trying to warn mankind that the impending doom of Earth. But all all we saw is them they're trying to warn us with a really incredibly cool backflip whatever thing in the pool, but everyone just got yay.
You know what? I'm actually gonna save this and the other one because let's get into the rumble a little bit, if that's cool. You want to do a rumble?
Yeah, actually, that one we could start that one off next week. So keep that one off, but the rest of them just delete and we'll start from there. Let's get over to the rumble.
Yeah.
Portion. So see you guys later on the YouTube side. Catch you on the flippity flop, but for those on YouTube, we do other shows. We do have the Today in History show, which is Xander. Why don't you tell them the days and times and hours?
Well, let's see here. We do have other shows. We have This Date in History. We do that almost every day at 11 in the morning Pacific time. It's about what happened on that date on history. We have the Omni Coalition news show, TOCNS. It's about news and everything, notable events, weather and sports, weird, bizarre, odd, off the wall. So we don't really cover any hot button, hot topic issues. Just out of the mainstream type of stuff. We have ThEoD, The Edge of Disclosure, talking about UFOlogy, conspiracy, science, technology, and all that stuff, whatnot. Every Saturday at 3, and then we have this show, the Peanut, every Sunday at 3. And we have other shows, but yeah. But please, like, come on over to the Rumble. The link's already down there in the underbar of the description. Go to our link tree. Go check it. Check out our various video live sharing, sources, social networking, affiliates, all that whatnot. But without further ado, I'm going to end us on YouTube. Let's all say goodbye.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, be cool, stay in school, YouTube. Don't do drugs, but all due respect, YouTube yourself. Piss off.